Hello, everyone. I am Coach Shelley Lee. I empower aspiring authors to bring their stories to life by guiding them through the writing process and supporting them in achieving their publishing goals. Today's topic is overcoming the fear I am not a good enough writer. This is a fear that many writers tend to go through, or aspiring writers tend to go through before they trust the process and go ahead and do what God told them to do. The first thing you got to do when it comes to overcoming the fear of not being a good enough writer is you got to acknowledge the struggle. You got to say to yourself, okay, I am not good enough to write a book. I understand that I'm not good enough to write a book, but that doesn't mean that I can't write a book. As I mentioned, many authors started this way, but you have to remember writing is a journey, not a destination. After you have acknowledged the struggle, you got to identify the root of this self doubt. Did it come from fear of judgment? Were you always told that you can't do anything right? Or you were told, or you felt that you couldn't do anything right, that everybody was getting ahead on their game and doing their business great, and here you are just sitting still, comparing yourself to other writers. So let's just say your friend Susan wrote a book and hers became bestseller, and you feel self doubt that your book won't become a bestseller. Perfectionism. This is one that everybody tends to have. We want every I dotted, every T crossed, and we want everything to be on P's and Q's. But that's not always the case. And sometimes perfectionism can make you not get the job done because you're steady trying to perfect everything when nothing is perfect here on earth. I had to learn that in different ways with some of the tasks that I've done for myself and my books. And it also took my Coach Elise Michelle, to tell me that done is better than perfect. Past criticism. Past criticism can be, okay, you were a C student in English. So because you were a C student, you feel now that that bears on you today. You feel like, okay, I'm still a C student. There's no way I can write this book. But you have to reframe your mindset. Here is we can call this a short case study of my student, Shakia Toran. Shakia Toran started off kind of feeling the same way that she wasn't a good enough writer. She didn't think she could write a book, so she had to shift her focus from perfection to progress. She had to understand that writing is a skill that improves with practice. She had to know that her story is valuable, and you need to know too that your story is valuable because only you can tell it. And this next picture, Shakia is smiling because she has written Hidden Faces, Deception Indicated. By the way, it should be coming out no later than February, the end of February, if Amazon KDP approves everything and everything turns out okay. Let's move on. So today, I want to share with you practical strategies to build confidence. This is my 5P method. The first one is pray. Ask God for guidance, strength, and clarity. Number two is plan. Create a simple outline to organize your thoughts. Number three is pen. Write freely without editing. Number four is proof. Revisit and improve on the work later. I'm not liking where I have that record button. But number five is publish. Share your story with confidence. So, again, we have pray, plan, pen, proof, and publish. This is the core of my Write Your Book in 90 Days or Less with No Stress course. I teach those principles in the course. You have templates, you have worksheets, you have a workbook, you have everything you need to get started in writing your book in 90 days or less. You also have a writing schedule that you set up with me, and I try my best to hold you accountable in completing your writing schedule and following it. I know bumps and curves and obstacles may arise as life goes on. But if you're willing to show your confidence and if you're willing to be consistent and do what needs to be done, you can write your book in 90 days or less with no stress. Okay, let's move to the next slide. You have to break the comparison trap. We tend to compare ourselves to others more times than not, and sometimes we are our biggest critic. But I want you to know on today, your only competition is yourself. So if you can talk to yourself, get yourself in order, tell yourself, I got this, I can do this, I'm going to find the help to help me do this, and help me get rid of my self doubt and my feeling of not being a good enough writer, you're on your path to getting your author journey completed. Embrace perfection. Embrace imperfection, not perfection, imperfection. So, first drafts are supposed to be messy. You want progress over perfection, which will lead to success. And you need to keep writing even when it feels, and I don't know what that says behind there. Even when you don't feel like it, keep writing. Even when it feels hard, keep writing. As y'all can see, I'm embracing imperfection right now with these slides. This is my first time really actually recording a video in Canva. And as you can see, there are some things that I need to work on, but I want to give this to you so that you can know that you are a good enough writer with the help, with your hard work and your dedication. Let's move on. Here are just one, two, three, four, five affirmations for writers. I actually have an affirmation booklet or guide that I also give to the in the 90-day course. I'm also going to put it in my PayHip store for purchase. But when you enroll in the course, you get it free. And so here are a few affirmations. My words have power and purpose. I will be consistent with my writing schedule. Very important. Because how are you going to write your book in 90 days or less if you're not being consistent? I am improving every time I write. The more you write, the better you get with spelling, your grammar, just little bitty inconsistencies that you may have. My story will inspire someone. You may be sitting on a story that someone needs to hear. They need to overcome in their life. There's a problem they're going through. You've accomplished this problem. You overcame this problem. So your story can inspire that person too. And last but not least, which is the one I like, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. Then we have some success stories. Here's Toni Morrison. She wrote The Bluest Eye. Before becoming a Nobel Prize winning author, she faced challenges in getting her work recognized. Her novel struggled to gain attention but later became a classic in American literature. Then we have Richard Wright, Native Son. His works were rejected because of the raw portrayal of racism. However, it became a bestseller in 1940 and remains a powerful novel about systemic oppression. Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God, was not well received when first published. It took decades for her work to be fully appreciated, and today is considered a cornerstone of African American literature. Last but not least, Alice Walker. She faced rejection before publishing The Color Purple, which won the Pulitzer Prize and was adapted into an acclaimed film. It was also a movie, and then I think just recently, in last year or so, it was revamped to be a musical starring Fantasia and some other people. Some more up to date success stories are my PP clients, Ashley Marie. She began writing Blessed and Bad to the Bone in a homeless shelter. Y'all, I had no clue that this woman was in a homeless shelter trying to get her book written because God told her to write this book and she wanted to answer the call. Despite her living arrangements, she finished with her book by enrolling in my program 90 days. Write your book in 90 days or less with no stress course. There was times when her laptop wasn't working or she was having internet issues or whatever the case was. She even went to the library and wrote her book and submitted her pages to me. So she's a success story. The next success story is Shakia Turan. She did not think she was a good writer. Me and her, we had known each other in the past and hung out and things like that. Then she ended up moving to Houston or whatever. I'm here in Beaumont. And she had expressed writing a book to me, I want to say 4 or so years ago. And it never came to fruition at that time. But I kept nurturing her, talking to her in her inbox and sending her emails because she was a part of my email list. And finally, she said yes and got her book written by enrolling into the Write Your Book in 90 Days or Less with No Stress course. Now, I have for you a call to action. Today's call to action is write for 10 minutes. So you're sitting there, God told you eons ago to write that book. You decided, okay, I'm not ready yet, or this happened or that happened. I dare you to write for 10 minutes. Share your story for God's glory. Your story is important. Your story can help others. Your story can open up revenue, passive income for you. Your story can get you on platforms that you never thought you would end up on. How I can help you. One way is the one-on-one author power hour call. This is where you sit with me on the phone or by video. We will discuss one problem that you have, and then I will give you an action plan for that problem, and it's up to you to implement it. You will also receive a video recording if we do it by video. Then we have the Write Your Book in 90 Days or Less with No Stress course. You will work with me for 90 days, and we will have your book written within 90 days if you implement, execute, and trust the process. And the last is shop at my PayHip store. Let's turn your dream into a finished book. If you would like to follow me, you can go to facebook.com, pen, period, paper, period, publish. Instagram.com, all these P's, pen, period, paper, period, publish. And last but not least, this video will also be on YouTube. I am trying to build up my YouTube exposure. So if this material, this content you like, or you know someone that may like it, please feel free to like, share, and comment. I would love your support. So that's youtube.com/ at pen period paper period publish. Now, because you stayed with me to the end, I have a freebie alert. It is 5 simple steps to begin writing your book. Are you finally ready to write the book God placed on your heart? This free guide, 5 simple steps to begin writing your book, is designed for aspiring authors like you to overcome doubt and start writing with confidence. The next topic that I don't want you to miss out on is I don't have time to write my book. Remember, I talked about that in the beginning, how people would say, I don't have time to write a book or things like that. Well, this excuse is the next one that we will conquer. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.